No, I think most do have access. No, I think in this day and age, everybody has every access. You can research now. What I mean is, Fox News, like back in the day, Fox News. Now there's everything around you. There's options and ability to go and learn the right message. You can strive to learn it. To find the truth is your job. If the truth is not accessible, that's a different story. But if the truth is accessible to you, then you have to seek it. Yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that there are different types of Ahl Kitab. Not all Ahl Kitab are the ones who disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's saying there are some who did believe in Allah, who were positive believers, they did do good, and they will get rewarded. However, once the Prophet came, then inna deena inda Allah al-Islam. Then Allah says that only Islam will be accepted. But besides Islam, nothing else will be accepted from you. So up until the Prophet ﷺ, Allah is saying that no, there were Ahl Kitab who were corrupt. But not everybody's the same. They were good as well. And then going into the Ahl Kitab that accepted Islam as well. Yeah. He was a rabbi. There were people of the different prophets, followers of different prophets, righteous people of the past. They were all people of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah doesn't go into details about it. He just tells you they were afflicted. And their stories numbers in the thousands. Anyone else? No? I'm going to make my mouth dry out. Next surah is Surah Nisa. It is a Madani surah. It is the fourth surah in Tartib al-Qur'ani. It is the 92nd surah to be revealed. Meaning only about 20 surahs were revealed after it. It was revealed in the 4th year of Hijrah, 17th year of Nabuwah. There are 12 prophets mentioned in this surah. Nuh alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam, Ayyub alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Harun alayhi salam, Dawood alayhi salam, Sulaiman alayhi salam, Yahya alayhi salam, and Isa alayhi salam. Twelve prophets. Ami, grab me a transfer my battery down. The 15. You know the 15 line of, you wouldn't know. You know the 15 line of Quran I use, right? You know it? Very good. '92nd. Chronologically. 17th year of prophethood. This is why I sent him the 15 line of Quran. It's here. It's check over here. Check over here. It's here. There's 1, 2 set over here. I commend your confidence, though. Some aspects may be revealed back and forth. Some of the ayats are revealed multiple times. Some ayats are revealed on different occasions. The same ayat on different occasions. Sometimes surahs are revealed at different portions in different parts. Where are you going, Khizr? It's right here. They say in Urdu, "Khan idhar se padhe ya idhar se padhe." Huh? Bada American ayah. This is Hassan. Why doesn't he have his own Quran? This is his Quran. You should be having it on him. You know, but this he should not just. It's a very valuable Quran. You should give it to Hassan after. I want to keep it on him. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This ayah, for those who are married, you heard this in your nikah. Ya ayyuhan, and for those who are not, follow through. Ya ayyuhan nasu attaqu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum min nafsin wahida. O people, fear Allah, the one who created you from one soul. Wa khalaqa minha zawjaha, and He created from there zawjaha, pairs. وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَنِسَاءً. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created many men and women. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي تَسَاءَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامِ. And fear Allah, the one that تَسَاءَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامِ, the one that you will be asked about your relatives. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَيْكُمْ رَقِيبًا. Indeed, Allah is watching over you. وَآتُوا الْيَتَامَى أَمْوَالَهُمْ وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلُوا الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ إِلَى أَمْوَالِكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا. And give the yatim wealth. وَلَا تَتَبَدَّلُوا الْخَبِيثَ بِالطَّيِّبِ. And don't change the khabith, meaning the dirty habits and the dirty money with the pure money. وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَهُمْ إِلَىٰ أَمْوَالِكُمْ. And don't indulge in their wealth, and don't put their wealth with your wealth. You know what happens, unfortunately, with a lot of these charity organizations? A lot of abuse happens. The amount of abuse in the charity sector is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that is why my suggestion is only give your sadaqat and your zakat to organizations that you have investigated and you have set, because nobody puts them on any standards or bars. Just because an imam speaks at their event doesn't mean the imam knows anything about them. What we do, we see the charity sectors are smart too. Sheikh said, "This is few minutes on this day." The Sheikh gets excited too. And he comes. He does no tahqiq. He doesn't know that after this person leaves, all those that donate, doesn't even know if they're going to use the money right or wrong. Only investigate, make sure what they're. You can Google any organization online and they'll tell you how their monies are spent. You know that, right? From the IRS's website, you can check. What is that? What's it called? Check non-profit or something like that. You just Google it, check non-profit or something, and you can check every organization. You can see how much their CEO earns. You can see what their income is. You can see what their expenses are, what their admin costs are. You can see all of that stuff. So you can get trust in your heart before donating at any place. إِنَّهُ كَانَ حُوبًا كَبِيرًا. It's a great sin. What used to happen back in the day was that they would take the wealth of the yatim when it passes away. I'll take care of the yatim, give me their inheritance. And then they would mix that yatim's money with their own money. And then they would abuse the yatim's money and only give them a little bit back. This was a sin of the past that they used to do. They used to dhulm on the orphans. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى. If you think you can't have justice with them, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ. Then marry whichever one you want from the women. مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَعَ. 2, 3, or 4. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. If you can't do justice, then marry only one. أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. Or your concubines. ذَلِكَ أَدْنَىٰ أَلَّا تَعُولُوا. That is the least, so that you don't rebel. This ayah speaks about whether no woman is going to like someone being able to marry more than one wife. No one's going to like that. The wives of the Prophet ﷺ didn't like it, so which other woman is going to like it? However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does give the option. And if somebody doesn't want it, that's a different story. But it isn't haram, it isn't abrogated, there is no negativity to it. However, there is a condition. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا. Justice. The Prophet ﷺ says the one who marries two wives and doesn't do justice with them, he will come with one face dragging on the day of judgment. Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanwi rahmatullahi alayh, he was married and then he didn't have the Munajat al-Maqbool out there. He didn't have kids from the first wife, so he married a second time. He didn't have kids from her either. Hazrat Thanwi had no kids. That's why he could write 1,000 kitabs. A lot of these scholars who accomplished a lot was because they weren't married with kids. If they weren't married, they didn't have kids. A lot of these scholars, there's a big difference between the ones, their effort, and the ones who are married with kids. So one day he bought a watermelon for his wife. So he thought, for the second wife I have to buy one too. So he bought a second watermelon. Then as he was about to give it to them, he said, what if one is sweet and the other is bitter? So he cut them both in half and he gave each a half of one watermelon. Marna, one of my teachers told me, we've seen many do two marriages. It's very rare in America, in South Africa, India, Pakistan, it's normal. Saudi Arabia, one kid was telling me that the first wife finds the second and third, and like he's going to do it anyway, right? Might as well get our friends in one house. He said, however, I've never seen anyone do justice between them. It's very hard. And by justice, it means treat them fairly. Obviously, in everything you can't do justice. Right? In love, you will love one more and one less. And the Prophet ﷺ said, oh Allah, don't hold me accountable for what I don't control. My heart I can't control. However, what do people do? One wife in Pakistan, one wife over here, one wife for the green card, one wife for the shan masala. No. You have to have a kachi yakhni. Sharing the shan masala. No, you can't have two women in one kitchen. You can't have mother and daughter in one kitchen, forget that. No, however, I've had teachers and I've known so many people very few people I've met in my life that married more than one wife and they're living they have sukoon at home. I can count those people on one hand. Everybody else, they have problems with this wife, with that wife, this and those issues, and it's a cultural thing. Our culture, don't even dream about it. Doing it is good ki baat. Don't even dream about it. Not even, khab mein bhi nahi aa sakta. Like, there was one girl that was on Hajj with us, with her husband. And we were talking about, okay, if you die, if I die, this and that. And she was like, say wallahi right now, that if after I die you will not marry again. Say wallahi in Hajj right now that you won't do it. I don't know, I could see the guys like really confused, so I kind of like swayed the conversation away. Just because you don't know what the ahwal of someone is when someone's going to pass away, right? You shouldn't put anybody in that situation. So then I said, what are you going to do when he gets to Jannah? And there's hools over there. And she was a great idea. Say, Wallahi, you will not go to the Hur in Jannah. And you will not go to any Hur in Jannah. And that kid was like, you put me in more azab. I would have just said, Wallahi, no for the dunya. At least in the akhirah I would have gotten it. But here in the dunya and akhirah, you both messed me up in both of them. She said, Wallahi, if you go to a Hur in Jannah, I will go and grab you by the neck. I was like, wow. I was like, for you, you're set in life. The Prophet ﷺ married 11 times. However, his marriages had purpose, wisdom, hikmah, and education for them. He wasn't just marrying for the happy. Yes, the Sahaba did. Many of the Sahaba married for the sake of marrying. They conquered Rome, they conquered Persia, married women from different areas, Russia. Yes, it did happen. We can't deny a heritage of ours just because we don't agree with it. We can't deny it. We don't have to adopt it. Nowhere does Allah says you have فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُمْ if you want to, and it appears and it is attractive to you, then you can مَثْنَا وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَعَ فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا. Allah doesn't say if you can't do this. Allah says فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ, if the fear is there, don't do it. Not do this, if the fear is there, don't do it. And my suggestion is, in this day and age, it destroys marriages, it destroys homes, it destroys relationships, it destroys children. I strongly advise against this. The Prophet ﷺ said, he didn't just say for no reason that mother that woman whose husband passes away and she has 2 daughters and she does khidmah, so much so that her cheeks become black, trying to raise for her children. Me and her will be like this in Jannah. The Prophet didn't just say it like this. There was one girl that sent me a message about her family issues. And she was psychologically devastated. She said, her mother had passed away. And she said, within 6 months my father married another woman. And she said, I'd like to see my father happy, but how close he did it to my mother's passing, and the age of the girl he brought, he said, it destroyed our family. So was it worth it? And not one person I know, there's so many people who make mistakes. Ye jabar bhi dekha tarikh ke nazron ne, ye jabar bhi dekha tarikh ke nazron ne, lamhon ne khata ki thi, sadiyon ne saza pai. Moments make mistakes, lifetimes pay the price. Mistakes are made by moments, but a lifetime pays the price. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. And if you marry 4 wives, you get 4 mother-in-laws. ذَلِكَ أَدْنَىٰ أَلَّا تَعُولُوا وَآتُوا النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهِنَّ نِحْلَةً فَإِنْ طِبْنَ لَكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ مِّنْهُ نَفْسًا فَكُلُوهُ هَنِيئًا مَرِيئًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, give the women their mehers and their dowries. There is no concept of jahaz. Jahaz is our own cultural bid'ah. What is the girl bringing? What mattress is she bringing? What bedding is she bringing? No. Jahaz is bid'ah. If someone from their own side says they want to get a different story, but asking for it, seeking it, creating that atmosphere, no. Marriages become, the other day I was listening to someone who got a divorce. They spent $100,000 on their wedding. And I thought to myself, I said, Wallahi, if they spent $100,000 if they would have even spent $10,000, forget that, even $1,000 on that person's akhlaq, then marriage would have been successful. Although you spend $100,000 on one day, what did you not think for a second that let me put my child or my daughter for 3 months or 6 months by someone who will do their tarbiyah and akhlaq and chisel them and make their character so that they can live properly? Or we'll invest on all this and blow it away, haba'am mansura, within a day it'll all go away. And then that marriage also a few months later it dissolves. The divorce rate is alarming. The divorce rate is, when you find nowadays people our age, to us, if it's their first marriage, it's like, wow, interesting. Didn't expect that. Someone said, they're divorced. Oh, yeah. We're becoming desensitized to it. You're just hearing it so much now. Left and right. I remember when I was at Frisco, in the first few months, there was almost a dozen divorces in the community that we knew about. Meaning that where people came and said, I said this already. Alhamdulillah, anybody that came for counseling did not end up in a divorce. Maybe one. But besides that, every other person that came for counseling, their marriage is intact. As long as the counseling was going on. Now, once the counseling is gone, then that's a difficult thing.
فَإِنْ طِبْنَ لَكُمْ عَنْ شَيْءٍ مِّنْهُ نَفْسًا فَكُلُوهُ هَنِيئًا مَرِيئًا. If you want to join with them and you want to take some from the mahr, then as long as they're okay with it, then that's fine. وَلَا تُؤْتُوا السُّفَهَاءَ أَمْوَالَكُمْ الَّتِي جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ قِيَامًا وَارْزُقُوهُمْ فِيهَا وَاكْسُوهُمْ وَقُولُوا لَهُمْ قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا. Sufaha are those that are those who have mental illness, mental deficiency. Allah says, don't give them wealth. التي جعل الله لكم قياما, that Allah has made you responsible of. وارزقوهم, feed them well. واكسوهم, clothe them well. وقولوا لهم قولا معروفا, and speak gently and kindly to them. Don't speak harshly to them. Don't speak evilly to them. Don't speak in a bitter way. Yes. We have to head somewhere as well. Any questions? We'll take questions. If not, then inshallah see you all tomorrow. Sister Razia dua, inshallah. With her daily dua, inshallah, we'll have Razia at the end to dua for us all, inshallah.
Jazakallah. No questions? Go ahead. For what? No. I don't endorse anybody lightly. I don't give my zakat out here. My zakat is a small amount. I deliver it to someone that I recheck and I ask them very clearly to their face if they can accept zakat or not. I do my checking. I don't just give my zakat lightly. And I also don't take other people's zakat to give either. That I don't do either. I neither take anyone's zakat. I give my own zakat. Yes, my mother distributes zakat of here and there needy people, this and that. I don't get involved. My father does. I don't get involved in it. My zakat, my thing, that is it. I have shied away for a very long time getting involved with any organization that does zakat. If you know there's zakat eligible, I don't give zakat to someone who has a TV. I don't give zakat to someone who has expensive smartphones and, for someone's wedding. None of that stuff I give zakat for. These are all excessive needs. There are people who are ahwaj min dhalika. There are people that are really needy. They need money. You don't have to verbally tell them, but if they were not zakat eligible, then your zakat was not executed. There was a Sahabi, Ma'an ibn Yazid. His father went to give zakat. But in the darkness, he didn't know that his son was the one needing the zakat. So he gave the son zakat by accident. Next morning, they were both confused. What do you call what happened to the zakat? They went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't allow the zakat to be executed to the son. Though it happened by accident, okay, sadaqah, whatever it is, but zakat has to be there's principles and usul for it. Yes, but doing due diligence is your responsibility. If you follow an imam and the imam gives you the wrong fatwa, both of you are wrong, not one of you. The Christian or the Jewish person or the Hindu that follows their padri doesn't get to say on the day of Allah, I didn't do it, it was my padri, it was my parents that did it for me. You have to try your best. I mean, anything that shortcomes, Allah forgives. But just blanketed without any that. It's main criteria of zakat is they have to have less nisab than silver nisab. And some ulama in this day and age say even gold nisab. Silver nisab is about $450, gold or $400, and gold nisab is about $3,500 or something. I have to look at the exact numbers, but it's roughly around that number, give or take $100 or $200. Anyone with less money than that, that doesn't have excessive loans, meaning home loan won't be calculated whether you are zakat eligible or not. Otherwise, most of us will be zakat eligible. Even the one driving a Maserati or Mercedes will be zakat eligible. Because usually loans are deducted. If I owe someone money, then I have to give them that money, right? So that's why that money is reduced from my zakat amount when I calculate it. So let's say I owe Khizr $50,000 and I own $100,000. So now when I'm about to give zakat, I will give zakat on 50,000 because the 50,000 I have is his. But he has to give zakat on the 50,000 because he's going to get that 50,000. Make sense? Okay. I think one day maybe we'll do a zakat seminar. Last 10 nights. We'll prepare something for the last 10 nights. I'll talk to the other imams, inshallah. And then you cannot give it to your parents and your children, your usul and your furur, your children. Your siblings you can, cousins, relatives you can. Yeah, it's pretty much that. But then there's all these other tangents of 401k and all those other masail. But I think we'll make a little presentation and do a whole zakat seminar here. Okay. I'll talk to them and then sort it out. So one of the days, inshallah, for us to, inshallah, do this. Yeah. Let me talk to them, inshallah, say something. Because I think it's a very important discussion. didn't say anything about that. I said, I don't endorse anybody. There's a very big difference thing. I said, I don't endorse them. I don't endorse anyone. That's just, in order for me to endorse, I'm a Mufti, I'm a Faqih. So in order for me to endorse someone means I have intimate knowledge of the process. I'm here for the youth, and I'm focused as a consultant for them. That is my department. My department isn't any other department. So neither do I get involved in it, neither do I comment on it, neither has anything to do with me. The other Imam Azhar, Sheikh Al-Salam, they would know better on those things. And plus, I've been here for a month. Imam Azhar and Sheikh Al-Salam are the best people to speak about that. I don't know. It's not my thing. Like I said, I don't even take other people's zakat. Mine and that's it. Nobody else's. I'm very careful on it. Yeah, my mother gives out, my father gives out. They do it. Gives out tens of thousands of dollars of zakat to so many people. More than that. I don't even know the number. Probably what, 20, 30 or something. I don't even know the number. But they give out zakats. My little zakat I give, and that's it. I'm okay. If you can trust them, yeah. As long as you can trust them, as long as there is no reason that a person would be lying, yes, you can trust them. I had a friend who had excessive loan, and he earns a very small amount. He's a scholar. And very point, he said, I need help with this. And I said, look, I don't have that, but I can help you with zakat. I said, are you going to take zakat? He said, I can take zakat. That's it. He's a scholar, he knew. And that's it. For me, it was enough. I didn't go back and say, give me your bank receipts, give me this. No, he knows, and I know he's God-fearing, and he's not going to mess around. I know that much about the man. So that, for me, his word was enough for me. I didn't ask anything more than that. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, we have class tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum.